Okay, everybody, I wanted to do the example that we did in class for organ transplant policies and fair division. So this is on page 414. And in this example, we have participants that we're going to call A, B, C, D, and E. And we look at three categories when it comes to organ transplant. We look at the months waiting in months. Here we have 5, 4.5, 4, 2, and 1. Then we have the antigens that are matched. So in this example, we have 2, 2, 0, 3, and 6. And then finally, we have the percent that they're sensitized against, or the disadvantage. The disadvantage will also give them points. Okay, so when we take a look at the percent sensitized, we have 10, 20, 0, 60, and 90. Okay, now how we give them points is, first of all, we have to see how many we have waiting. And in this instance, we have 5 that are waiting. So that first spot will get 5 over 5 points. The next spot will get 4 over 5 points. Then 3 over 5 points, 2 over 5 points, and 1 over 5 points. And so what we do is we multiply each one of those by 10. So basically this is 10 times 1, so he will get 10 points. This is 10 times 0.8, so he will get 8 points. This is 10 times 0.6, he'll get 6 points. 10 times 0.4, and 10 times 0.2. Now notice we are not using these numbers for anything other than putting them in order of who's waiting the longest. Okay? So again, 5 over 5, 4 over 5, 3 over 5, 2 over 5, 1 over 5, all multiplied by 10. The next one are the antigens. For points for the antigens, you take how many antigens they have and you multiply it by 2. So here we're going to get 4 points, 4 points, 0 points, 6 points, and 12 points. So our points for my antigens are right here. And my points for my waiting time are here. And finally, my desensitization, sensitized points, you just move your decimal back 1. So here I'm going to have 1, 2, this is 0, 6, and 9. So 1, 2, 0, 6, and 9. So those are my points. So my points come across, I add 10, 4, and 1. My first person gets 15 points. 8, 4, and 2 will have 14 points. 6, 0, and 0 will have 6 points. 4, 6, and 6 will have 16 points. And then 2, 12, that'll be 14, plus 9 will be 23 points. Okay, so now we have to take the top points. That person in this example that we looked at is going to get a kidney. So E would get the kidney here. Now, as with a lot of fair division and voting systems and things of that nature, there are paradoxes. So we're going to look at a paradox that can exist here. Let's say somebody comes in with 2 kidneys to donate. There's a horrible accident and they become an organ donor, so they're going to give 2 kidneys. Well, according to what we have here, it would seem that E and D would get the kidneys. However, let's say one of those kidneys is delayed for some reason. They give one kidney, the person's still on life support for some reason, and it's delayed. As soon as it's delayed, this gets rerun again without E involved because E already got the first kidney. So when it gets run again, we now just have A, B, C, and D. And again, we have our 5, 4.5, 4, and 2 months. That hasn't changed. Our antigens haven't changed, 2, 2, 0, and 3. And then our percent sensitized is 10, 20, 0, and 60. That hasn't changed either. So I just brought them all down except for E because E was already given a kidney. Now, if I recalculate this based on the fact that it was delayed, I am now multiplying this by 4 over 4, 3 over 4, 2 over 4, and 1 over 4. And remember, I'm not multiplying these numbers. I'm multiplying it by 10. So I'm taking 10 times 1. This gets 10 points. 10 times 0.75 would be 7.5 points. 10 times 0.5 would be 5 points, and 10 times 2.5 would be, or on 0.25 would be 2.5 points. So my points have changed now because I have one less person. Here are my points for my waiting time. Next, I have my points for my antigens. Those haven't changed. They're still 4, 4, 0, and 6. And then my sensitized against points don't change either. They're still 1, 2, 0, and 6. So now when I total up what I have, I have 15 for A. I now have 7.5, so that would be 11.5, 13.5 for B. I have 5 points for C, and for D, I have 14.5. So the problem here, the paradox that we're talking about is if that second kidney is delayed and we have a recalculation done, instead of D getting the second kidney, A will in fact get the second kidney. So you can see how sensitive this issue would be. Okay, so that's the example from page 414.